Hari Om, Shri Gurubhyo Namaha. Very warm welcome to all the seekers who have joined us for this Sadhana Samvada podcast. Just to give a very brief introduction, I think Swamiji doesn't really need introduction amongst the viewers, but just to give a formal introduction, Swami Sharadananda Sarasvati ji is a spiritual teacher and expert in various philosophical aspects from Advaita Vedanta, Yoga to various disciplines in Sanatana Dharma. Swamiji has been guiding seekers and serious students of Vedanta across the years through camps, through courses and various allied activities. Swamiji is currently the Acharya for the ongoing Vedanta Sadhaka course at Chinmay International Foundation. So once again, welcoming Swamiji. Hari Om Swamiji, thank you very much for joining the podcast. Like Tejal said, I am representing all the earnest seekers, so I hope that the conversation proves to be useful to each one of you who have joined us. So to start the conversation, Swamiji, this word sadhana is very commonly used. Most of us say that we do sadhana or hear about it, but I don't think most of us understand what sadhana truly means. So requesting Swamiji to shed light on it.
Hari Om. There are many words which we use to indicate spiritual practices. One, as you said, very commonly used word is sadhana, and another word is upasana. So sometimes we use sadhana, sometimes we use sadhak, sometimes we use upasak. And in our Shastra, this word has a very deep meaning. It's not only in spiritual path. So sadhana, see a person who want to become a master even in the Carnatic music also, they say sadhakam. Yes. Sadhakam, sadhana. This all actually goes the same kind of a word. The word meaning, this word comes from sadhyate, to achieve, to reach. So sadhana, the word indicates a means to achieve something, that's all. So sadhana means a path. Sadhana means a way, a path through which we can attain something which is higher. So that is sadhana. So a Carnatic musician or any, so when that person wanted to reach that perfection, so whatever he does is also a sadhana. So sadhana generally means a means or a path, that's all. Okay. So little more when we come to spiritual practice, another word which we use is upasana. Maybe little more accurate. So generally now we are talking about spiritual practices. So of course sadhana is a good word. Little more deeper or little more closer to spiritual aspect will be upasana. Okay. So what do you mean by sadhana? As I said, sadhana sadhyate iti sadhana. Okay. Now what do you mean by upasana? Because when we at the realm of spiritual practices, upasana is a better word actually. Okay. So what do you mean by upasana? What do you mean by sadhana? I have already said sadhyate anena or anaya. That something which is achieved through this. So any means, any path which will help us to achieve something higher is known as sadhana. But in our spiritual practice, spiritual adhyatmika shastra, we use the word upasana more than sadhana. Okay. So Bhagavan Shankaracharya in Bhagavad Gita, he defines this word upasana. So upasana, that we can split it into upa plus asana. Okay. So asana to sit, upa near. So sitting near, just like Upanishad. So upasana is also to sit near. That's a simple meaning. But in Bhagavad Gita Bhashya, Bhagavan gives a very beautiful definition what this sadhana means or upasana means. There he says, upasanam nama. There are many points he covers in that because it's a very important thing. So first thing he says, upasanam nama. What do you mean by spiritual practice? What do you mean by upasana? What do you mean by sadhana? Whatever we say, he says there, first point is yadha shastra. Upasanam nama, one, yatha shastra. Second point, upasyasya arthasya vishayikaranena. Third, samipyam upagamya. Four, tailadharavat samana pratyaya pravahena. Fifth, dirghakalam. Sixth, yad asanam tad upasanam. Okay. So it's a very beautiful definition Bhagavan gives in Gita Bhashya. So what do you mean by upasana, sadhana? Bhagavan says the first point is yatha shastra. The sadhanas, whatever sadhanas we take up, it should be according to Shastra. Why? Because nowadays we see that we think that a lot of people say we are all spiritual seekers. And then if you look at their sadhana, what they are doing, many times it is just, whatever they may feel or whatever is chota-mota gurus gives them a little bit. So most of the time that is not according to Shastra. And what happens is after some time either they stop it or it won't take them to the goal what they are searching. So they say yatha shastra. So first and foremost is whatever sadhana we take, it should be according to the Shastra. Why? Because all those things which are revealed in Shastra are results of great, a long time somebody has experimented it and then it proven to them that this is right. So what is Shastra? Shastra is that which is given to us by Bhagavan himself or by great Mahatmas. Aptavakyam. So whatever they are telling through Shastra is something which they have tested by themselves and proven that it will give the desired results. So whatever Shastra, whatever sadhana, whatever upasana we are taking up, it should be yatha shastra. Bhagavan makes it very clear that the upasana should be not just, sometimes people do, sometimes they feel that to do like something, then they do something else. But it should be yatha shastra, according to Shastra. Why? Tasmat shastram pramanam te karya akarya vyavasthido. What to do, what not to do, our mind should not be pramana. Shastra should be pramana because Shastra will really help us to improve and progress. So yatha shastra, that's the first point. Then Bhagavan says, upasyasya arthasya vishayikarnena. Before we start up any sadhana, we should have a proper understanding of sadhana. Whatever sadhana we are going to take up, first itself we should have proper understanding of it. What do you mean by proper understanding? Whether this is suitable for me or not. First thing. Okay, so many sadhanas, there are hundreds of sadhanas. Why? Because people are different and for different people, different kinds of sadhanas are needed. So there are different sadhanas prescribed in Shastra. Just because something is said in Shastra, it doesn't mean that it is good for me. So we should know what type of a person we are. Whether we are emotional, whether we are intellectual. We should know what is my makeup and also what is that what I want. Suppose I am a person who want to enter into Surga and then I take up something which is leading to moksha. It will not match because the result comes from within us. And we should be very clear what we want in our life and then according to our wish, we should take up sadhanas. It should not be just some sadhana we take up and which is very opposite to our nature. Some people are very much emotionally, rich. Such people, if they take up very intellectual sadhanas, it will become very difficult for them. And there are people who are very intellectually focused. If they take up emotional sadhana, sometimes it will not go well with them so that we should know what sadhana I am taking up. What is the nature of this sadhana? How this is going to work out? What are the steps? What are the possible difficulties which I shall face in? So before we take up a sadhana, if I am a serious sadhaka, before, suppose we go to a place, suppose I want to go to Kumbh Mela. So I should know how can I reach there, what are the difficulties when I go to Kumbh Mela, what are the things may happen, may not happen, so that I am ready for it. Like that sadhana also, they say, upasyasya arthasya vishayikaranena. Or it should be very clear to us. What is this sadhana? What is the goal? What are the things involved in it? And how much it will help me? How much I am ready for this? So that's known as Vishayikaranam. It becomes very clear to us. Our intellect, our mind is very clear about the steps and the goal and the problems and the benefits, everything of this sadhana. So we should not just jump into some sadhana, but first we should know what this sadhana is thoroughly, so that we will be, we know that, okay, I can take this. Otherwise what happens, some people, they take up some sadhana, they do it for years. And then one fine morning they understand that this is not my cup of tea. So what they do? They drop it. And then so many years they have done, of course there will be some benefit, but if they have taken up something which was more suitable for their nature, they would have been achieved a very higher level. So that's why Bhagavan says that just because something is said in Shastra, we should not. So first we should understand in and through about the sadhana. So Vishayikaranam, we should be very, very clear to us. Second. Third, Samipyam Upagamya. So some people, what they do, they want to do sadhana, but they are not ready to do it by themselves. So they appoint a Purohit, they ask some, they do that. They appoint a Purohit, that's all okay, but this is something which has to be practiced by ourselves. One thing. Second thing is, not only that we should practice by ourselves, but it should be practiced with love and respect and connection. Whatever sadhana we are taking up, it should come from deep within. There should be a deeper connection between us and this, the goal of the sadhana, the path, so that there is a connection. That connection is that which actually helps us to progress. There can be many difficulties. Suppose the sadhana which I am taking, I am connected with it. I will not drop it. Because that goes, in tune with my nature, it goes in tune with my abilities. So, that's known as Samipyam, going near. Means getting connected with the sadhana. That's very, very important. This connection is the most important thing in sadhana. So that's known as the third point. Fourth point is Tailadharavat Samana Pratyaya Pravaha. So once we, enter into sadhana, sadhana is not, generally, many people say, I'm doing sadhana for so many years, but nothing happens to us. One thing is, it is happening, but we are not aware of it. That's one thing. Second thing is, because we think that sadhana is like 5 minutes or 10 minutes business, morning, evening we sit down and then we do something, and then all day we are doing something else. Puja Gurudev, Swami Sharadananda ji used to say that if you want to meditate for half an hour, you should prepare to 23.5 hours. Then only you can really have that half an hour sadhana. So there Bhagavan Shankaraji says, this is Tailadharavat. How you pour oil, an unbroken flow of the oil. The same way, Tailadharavat Samana Pratyaya Pravaha. Our mind should be continuously, flowing to this sadhana. So this is also very, very, very important aspect. Tailadharavat Samana Pratyaya Pravaha. So we may be doing different things, but deep within we should be connected with our sadhana. Whether it is japa, whether it is dhyana, whether it is any kind of sadhana what we take up, but there should be a inner constant connection. As we progress, it may not be possible in the beginning, but we should be, how we know that are we progressing or not? that can be only judged by us only, because nobody else can know. It all depends upon how much connected we are. So many of us might have even felt that, a person who chants some Sahasranama, etc. Sometimes we feel that when we get up, we are chanting Sahasranama and gets up, because that's becoming part of that. Tailadharavat, not only in dhyana, not only when we sit in the meditation, seat of meditation, in and through our life. When we are doing everything deep within, that connection should be maintained. Tailadharavat samana pratyaya. The same kind of thought should be flowing. Pravahena dirghakalam. So this is a big question people ask. How many days we should do the sadhana? Dirghakala means depends upon each and every sadhaka, how much inner purity and inner clarity has come to us. So it has to take its own time. It will take its own time. Dirghakalam yad asana. So seated, for long time, that is known as sadhana. Now, about this Dirghakala, Sri Patanjali also in his Yoga Sutra, he says, the sadhana is something Dirghakala Nairandarya Satkara Asevidaha. Any sadhana we take, whether it is yoga, whether it is Vedanta sadhana, whether it is Upanishad Mananam, whether it is Dhyana, Shravana, Nididhyasana, Puja, Japa, any type of sadhana we take, it has to be practiced for Dirghakala, long time. How? Dirghakala Nairandarya. Not that sometimes, some people, suppose they are doing Japa. Some 1 month, they do so much of japa, and then they stop it. And for a long time, no japa. And then again they take up. So it should not be like. Nirantarata should be there. Continuity should be there. So in sadhana, sadhana is that which we practice for long time with continuous. Nirgakala Nairandarya Satkara. This is the third time. Sometimes, because our Guru told us that you have to do 10 malas, so we do that mala. But again and again we are looking at the beads, how much is over? Should not be there. Satkara. We should have great love for, connection for this sadhana. The higher our connection, higher our love for this sadhana, the better our the progress in spiritual. So satkara. Dirghakala Nairandarya Satkara Asevidaha. The sadhana has to be taken. That is known as sadhana. That will give us result for sure. And also Bhagavan, so we said Tailadharaya. So Ramana Maharshi also says Tailadharaya Srotasasamam Sarala Chintanam Viraladafpad. What is sadhana? Sadhana is to reach that state. See what happens now. See, when we are sitting for our japa, we remember Bhagavan. So Bhagavan Ramana Maharshi says that is not sadhana. Sadhana is that Tailadharaya Srotasasamam Sarala Chindana. It's become a natural to us. What is sadhana? Sadhana is something that the spiritual practice has become so part and parcel of our life. So, Sarala Chintanam. Now how it is? Viralataha. Now when then we remember, but actual sadhaka is a person who actually, that connection is without a break. It goes on and on and on. Maybe a little high and low, because when we are sitting, how much concentration is there? That must not be possible when we are doing action. But deep within, our connection is not broken. So that to keep that connection without breaking is known as sadhana. That is sadhana. That is upasana. So what is the result of all this? Hristale manaswasthata. So why we should do this sadhana? Because sadhana will help us to abide in our hristala, our own true nature. So that's why it is, it's very, very important. So in the Adhyatma Shastra, A sadhaka is a very higher level. So the first level is a person who is curious about it. Has some, some sadhana, okay, japa is there, puja is very good. No, he has some attraction, some good feel about it. Now, after some time, he takes up something, some sadhana. Such a person is known as pravartaka. It's not a sadhaka, a pravartaka. Pravartaka means he takes up, something, some japa he does, some puja, sometimes he goes to a temple, and sometimes. So, if you see, nowadays, whomever we call as upasaka or sadhaka, most of them are pravartakas only. Because this continuity is no more there. So, when we do this is how we have to start. So, as a pravartaka, when we are doing sadhana, this and that, now and then, here and there, slowly, we develop the taste for it. When the taste comes, then we call arambhaka. Means we really start to want to do something. So we actually search for a guru who can guide us, or we go to the shastra to understand. And he really want that now. So he feel that this is very, very important for me. And he starts arambhaka. So then he approaches a guru, and guru gives him upadesha, or a shastra gives him directions, and then he understands that, this is what I should do. He understands that, and then when he starts regularly practicing without break from within his heart, that time only that person is eligible to be called as a sadhaka or upasaka. So sadhaka, a person who has actually started, upasaka is little more higher. Where in sadhaka what happens is, he understands, he's tried to do the upasanas more regularly and all that, but there are possibilities that now and then he might. But in upasaka is a person who is firmly established in that path. He understands that the purpose of life is this. And this is my path. There could be hundreds of paths for different people, there are different paths, but this is my path. He's not distracted by, sometimes what happened to us, somebody gives us a mantra and we are doing japa. After some time, when we listening to some talk, we hear another mantra and then we feel, I think this is better. And then we stop this and we start that. And somebody says that this japa is not, you have to do pranayama. Then we stop japa, we start pranayama. When we do pranayama for a long time, then somebody says, the pranayama is not good for, no, it is very dangerous. So now what to do? Just sit quietly. So what happens is, we ourselves are not very clear about what we want to do. But upasaka is not that a person. Upasaka is a person who really understands what is the goal, what is the path, what is good for me. Something else is good for others, that's okay. But this is what good for me. He understands it very clearly and then walk the path. Such a person is known as upasaka. And that upasana leads him to siddhi. So he becomes siddha. Then that siddhi, that he becomes, what is siddha means in upasana? In the siddhi means he is firmly established in that state. And that siddha becomes when he really, so he achieves the supreme goal. So these are the different levels of sadhana. Okay. So sadhana is, generally we call sadhana as a spiritual practice, but there is lot of things involved in that, process of sadhana.
Thank you so much, Swamiji, for such a detailed explanation. I'm sure it would be appreciated. So it naturally leads us to the next question, Swamiji. You mentioned Aptavakya, you mentioned Arambhaka goes to the Guru. So how critical is the role of a Guru in this path? Many people have this question that do we need a Guru? And
right. See, the same question was asked to Puja Gurudev. So Gurudev told him, you asked the book. So somebody asked Gurudev, why we need a Guru? We have book. So Gurudev told him, so you asked that question to the book. See, Guru is very much needed in a spiritual path because Guru is a person who was walked this path, who knows the falls, who knows the difficulties, who knows the goal, who knows because he has gone through this.
Right.
Okay, so he will be always able to warn us. That is one thing. Second thing is, as I was telling, there are hundreds of upasanas. All are good. But which upasana is good for you? Which upasana is good for me? Sometimes, many things we are not aware of, we are not very sure of ourselves. We need somebody to guide us. Okay, yeah, all the upasanas are very good, but this will be better for you.
Right.
So only an experienced person who has walked this path, he will be able to really guide us through the path which will be suitable for us. Because see, the Guru will be able to understand, okay, where we are, what is the nature of ours, etc. So a Guru will be able to really guide us through that path will be better for us. So that is the second reason. The third reason is, so one is about the difficulties, second is about the path, third is inspiration. A book can give us, informations. You want to do japa, you want to do tapas, you want any informations are available from books. But only a Guru can give inspiration to us. So that Guru will give us an inspiration. As I say that, Guru actually gives us a small amount of his own spiritual strength to us, to start the path. So in chemistry we listen to the threshold energy. So like that, the Guru gives a certain energy of his which will help us in the beginning. We cannot just always depend upon him, but that will actually help us to raise to a level from where we can start our Shastra. So that is third one. The fourth one is, as we said, sometime when we walk the path, then many difficulties comes to us. Many doubts rise in our mind. So in order to clarify those doubts, in order to feel that connection, Guru help us. And then they say that there is a mystic thing known as parampara. So the Guru connects with us a parampara which is starting from Bhagavan. Any Indian understanding, any Indian Guru, everything goes back to a parampara. Whether it is Tantric parampara, Agamic parampara, Vedic parampara, whichever parampara, this parampara is something which is very powerful. Now in our Vedanta, etc., Sadashiva Samarambham, Shankaracharya Masdimam, Asmadacharya Pajandam. So when we are initiated by a Guru, when a Guru is with us, then we are not an individual person. We are backed up by a great lineage of great masters who, like how a grandfather or great grandfather feel for a small baby in the lineage, same way all those Siddha Purushas will have great love and then protection on us. That is very helpful and important. So a Guru is very important in this. Now comes another question. Now how we will find out Guru? So the thing is, Shastra says that when we are ready, Guru will come to us. Okay? But then, then how can we? The thing is, whomever we have that great respect in our heart, whether it is Ramana Maharshi, whether it is Sri Ramakrishna, whether it is Vivekananda, whether it is Shivanandaji Maharaj, Tapovan Maharaj, or Pujya Gurudev, or Sri Shankaracharya, anyone, accept them as our Guru. Feel that he is my Guru. Suppose nothing is working, Sakshal Sri Parameshwara, Dakshinamurti, because Gurave Sarvalokana. Bhagavan Dakshinamurti is the Guru for each and every being in this universe. Take himself as our Guru. And before we start, whatever we are starting, whatever we are doing, remember Bhagavan and pray to him to help us. And for sure, he will lead us. Whenever we need, Guru will come to our life. This is for sure. So sometimes people are, when we ask, why are you not doing anything? They say, because there is no Guru. Let us not wait for a guru. Guru will come to our life in different ways. So what we should do? We should accept someone as our guru. Keep him like how the Ekalavya. The story of Ekalavya is there in Mahabharata. So there was no guru actually. But he has so much of reverence for Dronacharya. He made a statue of Dronacharya and he became master. He became better than Arjuna. That Shraddha is the most important thing. So if we have that Shraddha towards the Guru Tattva, then that Guru Tattva itself will guide us. And if that Guru Tattva wants us to have a Guru, Guru will come to our life. So Guru Tattva is very important because, many aspects, Guru is essential for our spiritual growth. But let us not wait for a Guru to come to our life. Let us start, and at the right time, Bhagavan himself will lead us through the right path. Yes.
Thank you, Swamiji. So, Swamiji, like Swamiji rightly said, that we all get inspired by a book or by a master, and we say, okay, now we are going to do this sadhana, but it doesn't stay. Something drops. There could be many reasons, like it's not the right path for me, and if you don't have a guru, then there's nobody to guide you. So Swamiji has been guiding students and sadhakas for so many years now. So what are those challenges that you see sadhakas go through, and how can we overcome that?
The Shastra says that there are many blocks or what we call as that which limits us. There are various things according to each jiva, but they are all classified into 5. Okay, there are 5 major blocks, in our path. The first one is known as the impurities of heart. Why are we not able to progress in this path? We are doing japa, we are doing puja, we are doing everything, but we feel that we are not progressing. We are the same person. Why? Because there's so much of impurities inside. So Yoga Shastra calls it as mala. So kama, krodha, lobha, moha, mada, matsya. Everything is there deep within. So much of mud is there around the iron piece, so the magnet is not able to attract it. So it's not because of the problem of magnet or the iron, because of so much of mud is covered. So that is known as the mala, impurities. Second is known as laya. Because the tamas is so much, when our mind is trying to concentrate, we go into deep sleep. So when we sit all of us, experience it. When we are doing japa, when we are doing dhyana, etc., our mind goes into sleep. Why? Because that's how we have trained our mind. How do we go to sleep? We stop everything and then lie down and then, and slowly mind is, and then we go. So that's how we have trained our mind for so many births. So when that happens, the tamas become pravruddha, tamas becomes stronger, and then we go back into sleep. It's known as laya. Third is vikshepa. Vikshepa means distractions. So when we sit for our meditation, when we sit for japa, when we sit for any kind of practices, we see that the rajas becomes powerful. The rajas is so powerful that my mind get distracted. And sometimes because of the distraction, anger comes or different kinds of thoughts. Anybody who has actually taken up any kind of practice, I'm sure that they have gone through this. Sometimes when we get up from our seat of meditation, we are so angry or so frustrated because all those vasanas start to bubble up because of the rajas. And mind is distracted, we're thinking of one thing, mind goes to something else, and then, so that is known as vikshepa. So mala, laya, vikshepa. Fourth one is known as avarana. Avarana is, we are actually what we want, this is covered, it's veiled. So in Ishavasya it says, hiranmayena patrena satyasya pihidam mukham. The truth is covered. We are not able to really understand what is the truth. We are trying, trying our best. Everything is we are doing, but it is not clear because the truth is veiled. It's known as avarana. Now there is one more thing known as rasaswada. Rasaswada means as we progress in spiritual practices, two things happens. One thing, we get some small siddhis. Okay, when we are sitting here, we can hear things which people are speaking somewhere else. We can read the mind of people. We can foresee what is about to happen. These are all small siddhis. And these siddhis are like, they say in olden days, when they are storing things, precious and the grains, etc., in order to save the rice or things from the rats, they keep a little bit of jaggery here and there. So the rat is attracted towards this, this jaggery, and they will not attack this thing. Like that, as we progress in spiritual path, these are the distractions. And we will see that many people, they get attracted towards that. They feel that, I'm God. They feel that I reached everything, and then they act as though they are a God, and within a short time they fall. Because siddhis are really distracting. So that's known as rasaswada, one art. Another is rasaswada means we start to enjoy, because sattva becomes pravruddham. So we have crossed the tamas, we have crossed the rajas, now sattva is, and sattva has a quality of sukha. Sattvam sukhe sanjayati. Okay, we sit for meditation and our mind becomes very calm. The sattva goes up. When sattva manifests, our mind will be so peaceful, so happy. We don't want to really understand the truth. So even sattva also is a block. So that's the rest of rasaswada. So these are the different, as I said, mala, vikshepa, laya, avarana and vikshepa, rasaswada. These 5 are the blocks which do not allow us to progress and realize the supreme truth.
Right. So the first question, I think Swamiji has indicated this, but you can probably elaborate. How can someone new to spirituality identify the right kind of sadhana for them?
So, Bhagavan Ramana, he says that Pujanam Japaha Chintanam Krama. He says Kaya Vangmana Karyamuttamam Pujanam Japaha Chintanam Krama. So, a beginner is always better to start with all the 3 limbs. So, we have Sharira, the body, speech and mind. Okay. So, when we started learning bicycle, our bicycle had a 3rd wheel, so that it helped us to balance. So Bhagavan Ramana says that we should start with puja, where we are doing something, and then our the words are chanting something, and then mind is. So all the 3 karanas are involved. So that puja can be a good beginning, a simple puja. The moment people hear about puja, they get really, worried and afraid of this. Simple puja, because where there is Bhagavan's nama is also there. We have to meditate on Bhagavan also, and then we are doing something. So puja. Once we are little comfortable, then comes japa. In japa, we have our sharira is shanta, but our speech and mind. So we repeat Bhagavan's nama with great reverence. So japa. Once our mind and body is balanced, our body and then speech is balanced, then mind can be, chintanam. So meditation is possible. So if we start meditation, etc., in the beginning itself, it becomes very difficult because, we are not trained for that. So Puja Bhagavan Sri Ramana Maharshi says that this will be a better path. Pujanam, japa. Then pujanam and japa, and then pujanam, japa and chintanam, and then japa and chintanam. So slowly we can progress.
So that was the first question that we had. Can you share a story or example of someone whose life changed through consistent sadhana? It could be a Puranic story. I think Swamiji already told about Eklavya, but any story about something?
Yeah. So there was a once Bhagavan Narada was going to Vaikunta. Okay. So on the way, he saw that two tapasvins where they're doing tapas. Okay. So Bhagavan Narada, they saw Narada, they came, did pranam to Narada, and then they asked Narada, where are you going? So they said, I am going to Vaikunta to see Bhagavan. Okay. So they said, please ask Bhagavan how many more births it will take for us to realize him. So he said, okay, I will ask. So he went, and after many days, Narada came back. So both of them were waiting. So seeing Narada, they ran to Bhagavan, did namaskar and asked, did you ask? He said, yes. So the first one asked, okay, how many births it will take for me? He said, 3 more births. He felt so bad, oh my God, 3 more births I have to take. And the second person, he asked, how many births for me? So Narada said, I don't want to tell you. Why? Because you will become very sad. But then he said, no problem, you tell me, so that I will know, I will hear Bhagavan's word through you. He said, can you see that tamarind tree there? Yes. You know, in the tamarind tree there are leaves. Can you see that small leaves? Yes. So how many leaves are there in that tamarind tree? So many lives it will take for you. And this person started to jump. He was so happy. He was chanting Bhagavan's Nama and was shouting. And Narada said, have you heard properly? See, it will take so many births. He said, it's okay, but I will realize. I'm okay. How many ever births are there, I'm ready to take. But the point is, after so many births, I will realize. Believe that moment, he realized. Because Bhagavan says in Gita also, Patram Pushpam Bhalam Toyam Yome Bhaktya Prayachadi. That dedication, that Shraddha, that Arpana, when it is there in our heart, we are not seeking something which is far away. We are seeking something which is closest to us. So, the only thing is, 2 things. One is purity of heart and clarity of vision. If that is there, and if we have dedication at the Lord's feet, sure that it will happen, for sure. Yes.
Thank you, Swamiji. I think we have to close now. Okay, I think there's a last question. So, sadhana and sadhanam, is there any difference?
Yeah. Sadhana is the path. Sadhanam is the different equipments or different steps which we take. For example, bhakti sadhana. Now the spiritual path, bhakti sadhana, jnana sadhana, karma sadhana, yoga sadhana. So now if you take yoga sadhana, so asana, pranayama, pratyahara, dharana, dhyana, samadhi, they are all sadhanam. Now bhakti sadhana, again puja, japa, these are all sadhanam. So collectively, the path is known as sadhana, and that which help us to progress in that path, they are known as sadhanam.
Thank you. I think, thank you, Swamiji, for this wonderful conversation. I would like to offer thanks to all the participants also for joining. We'll close today's, our first Sadhana Samvad series session with prayer now. Thank you again. Hari Om. Om Purnamadah Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnameva Vashishyate. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Hari Om Shri Gurubhyo Namaha. Hari Om. Thank you everyone. Hari Om.
Hari Om. Thank you.